Today is let's have some fun with the S2000 doing clutch replacement. So I'm going to show how to remove it all the way to setting the flywheel and clutch, and the rest will be reverse from removing. Alright, let's have some fun together. I'm going to move the S2000 knot and starting the console here first. Okay, pop this out. Just only clip holding it. There is a plug on the bottom. Unclip that. Okay. So just pop this out. So only have a little clip like this holding it. Okay. What you do, somebody was already run into this problem already. They already popped this out. You can take the rubber boot out. Take the screws out. There's 3 screws here and behind the rubber boot. One last one over here. Okay, so as soon as you pull the 3 bolt out, you should be able to take that ship. Okay, from the bottom here, I will disconnect my dry line first. This is a T6. This car been working before, so this is not even tight. A lot of bolt is not missing on this car anyway. You can see right here. See that? That's missing right there. And a couple other bolts missing too. Okay. Now my dry line's free. So I'm going to disconnect this 4 bolt up here. Not sure my camera can see it, but when you come through here, you should know this 4 bolt up here. I will disconnect my exhaust, and this is 12. Okay, I'm going to drop my subframe a little bit. I'm going to lose a couple inch, maybe 1 inch. So I have to create some room for the engine to lower it. So when you lower the subframe, the top of the transmission will free from the chassis. So you can actually have room to digging into those. What I did is changing this bolt to a longer one. There. So when you're using this long to support it, that's what create more room for you and safer for you to holding the subframe to not falling down. When you use only this one right here, create less space for you, and then the transmission, the top of the transmission was stuck with the chassis. The unit body on the top of the transmission have not much room, so you have a hard time if you are by yourself like me. Okay, so this is what I got this from the Toyota 4Runner, which is the same thread of the Honda S2000 and pretty much the same size too. This is from the Toyota 4Runner on the bottom of the front differential, because I leave my 4-wheel drive and they come with 2 new ones longer than this 2, so I saved this 2 to do some kind of work like this. So if you can't find one, go to the hardware store or Home Depot or any place that they carry bolt. Just buy one, buy 4 of this, and to help you support on the subframe. Pop transmission bolt up there. Okay, See, now I have this other two over here longer, than actually hold better than the one right here. And you can loosen this one and let the other 4 only, but you know, I'm going to have all 6 hold it to make sure they're all secure for me. Now create that gap right there for me. See that? How much room I have? And that will be free from the top right there. And as soon as I drop my transmission support here, the engine will tilt a little bit. So I got plenty of room to remove the one on the top right there. And I also have room to remove all this sensor here disconnected too. So I'll move the clutch slave bolt. Connect my transmission support down here. There. All the electrical is free. And I'm going to stick over here and tie it up so it won't hang around. I bought this like a zip tie, but it's not, because I have a hook like that. You know, zip tie you can only use one, and this one you can reuse it because it's tied like zip tie. Pretty good, I like that. So now it's clear from right there. I'm gonna take this down so it won't hang on my catalytic converter right there. And you can see the bolt all the way up there from here. Okay, so, and this car been working before, so that's why they have missing bolt right there. Okay, many bolt has been missing, and the exhaust right here not even tied up all the way, so you can see right there. I'm going to remove my heat shield, this one, and then pull out the heat shield from right there, and a couple, I think two 10s holding this place down here. So it's a small car, but I would say this is actually very hard to work on too. The way they try to do on this car is try to put everything in the center. So even though the front nose have pretty long, and they're not pushing the engine all the way to the front because they want to give in like center weight on the center, so they have better handling and all that stuff. That's why they push the engine and transmission all the way back to the wall. The top heat shield is off. They didn't even put the one in the back here because it's right there in the wall. Okay, now the last bolt just came off. I'm gonna pull the exhaust manifold out. Drop to the bottom. Okay. See right here? If they do a 2 pieces, you just dismount from here and let this stay in the car. But when they do this, then you can't. You have to dismount from here. But it's not too bad. Up here is pretty easy to take them out. So I'm going to lose my tensioner belt and take this alternator out a little bit so I have room to removing the top starter bolt. have like 2 man, one in the bottom, one on the top here, it's easier. But when you're by yourself, you have to go to the bottom to fit it in, and then come back up here and try to loose it, you know. Starter bar is not fun on this little car. It's harder than some of the V8. This S2000 here, the hardest one is the starter, because you can't really see the bolt from the top right there, you know. That's one of the hardest one for me. See, I use this small right here, number 14, and short. Okay. I always put my starter to have a little gap, and I did not take the starter out all the way. In case you want a swivel, but you don't want to spend a lot of money, AutoZone carry this set right here, which is very nice because they are short and you can put it anywhere that closes space. Second to that, you can get from SK a whole set like this, only under, I think under $100. But you know, compared to this to the AutoZone one, I actually like the AutoZone one better because the this is not for impact, so you don't have this boggy right here. You know, you don't have this piece right here, and pretty much like, let's say that this is a 10 compared to a 12. How much different here, you know? And when you go to a closer space, you have to have something small like this to go in there. You can't really go with the big one like that. Okay, not advertising, but to get something cheap and as good. This is a lifetime, so anytime you broke or anything that you don't like it, just return to get another one, you know. That's a 17. You can compare the two different ones, you know. This for impact, this for just regular, for hand only, but you can use impact too. That much different. When you go for a very limited space, definitely that is the best. So I'm going to use this for the top transmission. Okay, extend it. This pretty good from Harbor, and which is locked. So when you lock it in, it doesn't come out, so which is very good. You can use your hand to feel it, top bolt, and then sticking to it, see, like that. It's all the way up here, and then you can come back here and turn it. See that? How easy it is. The one on this side, I can see it. Three in the top is this one, the last one. So almost came out on this one right here. Alright, the 3 top is done. So the only thing left is the front. Just dismount that bolt right there, and then this bolt down here, and then that one right here. So I can see I can pull my transmission out. One more on this side, and now the transmission already split, so I can see a little bit now, but I used some prior to pry a little bit. So the picker force right here, right, it's stuck in there, so make sure to take the boot out and pull the picker force out for freely before you move the transmission. If you don't, the picker force was stuck right there, so you can't really pull the transmission out. So I'm going to strap down my transmission, so in case it fall, it won't fall all the way to the floor. Okay. there. Pretty easy. This right here, stuck up here, if you don't pull the picker fork out, the picker fork will stay right there. So that's why you can't really take this out without taking the picker fork. That was a tug about right there. Yeah, that's stuck with that. Whew. It's not too bad when you do yourself. I take about 2 hours to take this out, because what I did, I load the subframe and the engine and the transmission bolt, so create more room for me to do the two bolt up here, and plus the housing here have more room to pull the transmission out. You can see I have a lot of gap right here. You see right there, and that side right there. For the clutch, I use the 10mm Craftsman, this kind, for the clutch bolt, or you can use a 12 point one like this for it too. So they are both working pretty good. All right. I'm going to take the flywheel as well, because I need to resurface the flywheel. Make sure it doesn't fall on you. So put it like this, so remember which side touch that. But you can see that the mark is differently. So the clean side touch the flywheel, that is touch the bolt. So, okay, I'll take it to resurface and be right back. I'm going to set my torque for the flywheel. It's a 94 foot-pound. Okay, that's 94 and locking up. So ready to go torque. And this one will be for my clutch. So I'm going to set this for 19 foot-pound. Okay. Right there, 19 foot-pound. So that will be for the pressure plate. For most of the time, when you do your clutch and flywheels or any other transmission, check for your reaming seal. You know, if not good, then you should change the reaming seal. On this right here, pretty decent, very healthy. So I'm going to leave it. Okay. I know that this bolt never have a Loctite on it, but I have some Loctite, so I'm going to put Loctite to make sure you know, these are secure in there. And You can put a Loctites on it, or you don't have to put Loctites on it. It's up to you. But I do have some Loctites, so I'm going to put Loctites on it. Okay, torque tie. I will do a crisscross. Here. Go up here. Down here. This one here. That one. Okay, before you put your pressure plate on it, make sure you clean with a carb cleaner or brake cleaner to make sure there's no oil, no fingerprint on it. So when you're done, it was better. It will grip better. For the pressure plate, there's only one way, not many ways. The hump side is towards the transmission, and the flat side is towards your flywheel. It's only one way to go. Okay. Put my pins on. I touch you, camera. Alright. Make sure it doesn't fall on me first. Secure this. Put one more, two more. Okay. Now I did put a center. Make sure it's tight. Okay, hand tight. And then we use 19 foot-pound for the flywheel. You can do a crisscross, star, you know, whatever you want. That's what you do, crisscross. Okay, right here. Okay, right there. Move it up. Okay, that's 19. You'll take it for now. Okay, move this one here. Okay, move this one here. Okay, that one here. Okay, now we do one more time, check it, make sure. I got everything. One more up here. Okay, and then go around. 19. Let's see. Okay, right here. Okay. One more. Okay, so everything's good. Just take this out, and now we're ready to clean the transmission spine and the picket fork. So ready to put in there. Okay, spray with the car cleaner or brake cleaner and make sure all this dust come out. And the spine clean. I'm using this Honda super high temperature grease, okay, to lubricate the spine a little bit. I'm not gonna put a lot. If you put so much, they will collecting the clutch dust. Okay, just put a little bit here and there. Same thing the fork. Clean it. And using some grease to it. Okay. Inside here. Put a little bit of grease inside here, so go like that. Okay. So I'm gonna leave it like that. So when I'm done, it's just snap in. Okay. Alright, I'm ready to put it in there. Let's push this. So I'll just tie this up so it will be out of my way. You see down here, so make sure you're going straight to that, and up here not touching the housing, so you should be good. So make sure it's tilted like this, so there it will create room for it. If you don't tilt your transmission, then you don't have room for it. Okay, so now it's fit. So just pull forward like that, and then I drop my transmission a little bit, and it should be fitting to the spine. So up here, make sure they line up with the pin. And same thing on this side, and like that. You see how much gap right there? That means I have to push some more the other way. Lower my transmission, tilt my transmission more. Okay, so that will be pull forward. Almost there. So this is what I'm going to use for right here, right there. Use this one. There. As long as I can fit a little bit right there, so that means I can get it straight. And this side is the same thing. Okay. Okay. Now, as I got like that, so I'm gonna put one more on this side so I can align with that. Okay. Okay, as this side I have two, and the bottom here I have one, and one on this side. So I will push to see that will go in. Okay. Mola, see that how easy it is? Pretty easy. So you don't have to force to go in. So you have to use my idea to use a longer bolt like this to align the transmission. Otherwise you have to force it. When you force it, you can damage the inside. Okay? Alright. From now on, it's easy. You can finish the rest for me, and I'm going to be watching you do it. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Bye bye now.